Hi, I'm Heather from Booktubes, and today is my 2021 channel and reading goals. I love goals videos. Like, I will watch them from people I've never heard of before in my life. I will watch them from people who have like a niche channel that I don't watch that niche. Like, I'm not into their regular content. But I will watch their goals video. I am a sucker for it. In fact, I've watched like a bunch today, so this should be great. I am in a weird mood. I am filming on Monday. I normally film on Sundays. And I don't think I'm that uptight. I don't think I need to be on my schedule or like can't handle a change in plans. But I a little bit am, and I am thrown off today. I don't like it. I'm just not a fan of not having my normal routine, especially for something like this that kind of requires you to be on and requires creativity. It's just throwing me off. So we'll see how this goes. I might be weird. I might not talk a lot. I might talk too much. Nobody knows. We're gonna see what happens. If you follow me on Instagram / send me messages on Instagram, then you know I'm a huge fan of Schitt's Creek. It's like all the GIFs I use are Schitt's Creek, and I just love them. So my husband got me this sweatshirt for Christmas, and I didn't know that he was getting it. Normally I make him pick like all the things that I have already picked out, and then I don't know which of the things I picked out he's getting. But he got it without telling me. He got navy, he got rose gold leathering, and I am just in love with this stupid sweatshirt. I love it so much. So let's take a moment to appreciate. Also, I have my coffee. It's a day, okay? So, 2021. What should we start with? All right, so I will start out by pointing out that I started my channel in April, so I've not yet reached my 1 year Booktube anniversary. By the time I hit my 1 year, I want to have hit 1,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm just a little bit over 700, and so I do think that this goal continues to be on track and continues to be realistic. But you never know. You never know. And so I would like to hit 1,000 subscribers by April. Now, the thing about goals like that is it's not actually in your control, right? How many people give you watch hours for monetization or subscribers or like your video or comment? None of that's within your control. That requires other people to take an action. So I don't love goals that you don't actually control the results of, because I think that you can feel like a failure even if you did your part. So my actual goal is to continue to make 3 videos a week. Sometimes it will be 4 when I have something new that needs to go into the slots. But I want to post 3 videos a week. I've been extremely consistent with this since mid-September, I want to say, is when I switched to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, and I've been super consistent. I haven't missed a single one since then. So I'm really proud of that, like ridiculously proud of that, because that's not my MO. That's not how I work. I'm not a super consistent, disciplined person. I'm a procrastinator. I panic over stupid little things and just push them off. And so for me to be consistent like this and be like, Sundays when I film, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, this has to go up. If it's not done yet, I've got to finish editing it. I've got to get uploaded. I've got to get that description done. I'm really proud of myself. Super duper proud of myself that I've been consistent with that. And so I want to maintain that. Now, you never know what life is going to throw at you. So if out of the 52 weeks out of the year, if I only have 50 weeks that are 3 videos, that will be okay. But I want to do it all. I mean, I've been really consistent. I haven't had any issue being really consistent. Even like today, having to film on another day is still happening. So that's the goal of mine. I want to stay putting out the level of content that I am. I think it's a good balance. It's not every day, and it's never 6 videos a week or anything like that. But it's multiple videos every week, and I think that's a really good balance for me, especially because I do film them all at one time typically. So I have one filming session per week. So a lot of times I have my videos filmed and edited and all of that by Tuesday, and then I don't have to start it again until Sunday. So I have a really sustainable system right now, and I want to keep at it. I don't want to slack off. I don't want to go wild and crazy and post 7 days out of the week. I want to stay where I'm at. In 2021, I will have my 1-year Booktube anniversary. I will have been married for 10 years. I will turn 30, and my youngest child will turn 3. My youngest is our last kid. That's the goal. So there's a lot of milestones happening for me in 2021. And because of that, I guess, I want to make sure that I'm making forward progress. Now, I am somebody who enjoys peace. I enjoy staying home. I am not constantly trying to better myself, to be honest with you. I like my comfort zone. I like peace. I like calm. I like not having a busy schedule. So I tend to say no to a lot of things, and I am happy with that. I'm not really trying to change that. However, I think I'm going to pick a word for the year, and I think it's going to be balance, because let's go Booktube specific. I really want to have a balance between creating videos and reading, right? I don't want to sacrifice reading in order to create videos. At the same time, I am sacrificing some reading to create videos, and I'm okay with that swap. I just don't want to get burned out one way or another. So I really would like a balance between reading and making videos. I've already said that I want to make 3 videos a week. On the flip side, I'm going to lower my reading goal. At this point in time, I'm at like 450 books for the year or something stupid like that. And my goal was 300, and I set that goal in January 1st of last year, and that was before I started Booktube. Before I started Booktube, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was just reading. I wasn't on Booktube, I wasn't on Bookstagram, I wasn't on Twitter, I was just reading. So I easily read 1 to 2 books every single day. So 300 books was not crazy, and quite frankly, I more than surpassed that, even with the Booktube schedule lowering my reading starting in April. I still would have passed it just in those months. However, I want to have a better balance with my family, and I am in a situation where I spend all day, every day with my kids. And because I spend so much time with them, I don't give them the attention that I would like to give them. And I've been beating myself up for it for a long time now, predating Booktube. And right now my kids are 8, 6, and 2. Like I said, my littlest is turning 3 here in 2021. Her birthday's earlier in the year than her brothers are. And I don't want to keep putting it off. I spent a lot of quality time with my oldest the first couple years of his life. And then my middle child is just an affectionate cuddler, so he will come to me for attention. So it's easy to give it to him. And of course, my littlest is turning 3, so we're ending a very needy time of life for her. But a lot of that is just taking care of their needs with eating and changing and doing all the things for them that they need for survival. I want to give them more attention so that they can flourish. My parents were pretty good about giving my sister and I attention, about reading to us, about playing with us, teaching us, not just homeschooling, but also chores and life skills and things like that. And I just want to give my kids more attention. And I'm tired of feeling like, Heather, you need to give your kids more attention. Like I said, I'm with them all the time. So can it be easy to be like, I'm with my kids, but I'm cleaning, or I'm looking at my phone, or I'm reading a book, or they're looking at the TV. And it's easy to go an entire day with just a couple minutes of true eye contact and conversation with a child that you spent 14 hours with. And I don't like that, and I'm over it. And I really want to be accountable for it. So I want to mention that I don't think that booktube or reading makes me a bad mom. I don't think that having interests outside of my children makes me a bad mom. I don't think I am a bad mom. What I do think is that I could do better in this area, and that I want to. I want to do better with this specifically. So because of that, I do have a goal to kind of read less, which is hard for me because reading is what I enjoy. It's the thing I want to do. It's what I get antsy for. It's like, oh, I'm burned out. I need to read a book. But I need a balance. Part of that balance is I need to move my freaking body. I am 29. I will be turning 30 in 2021. And I feel like a 90-year-old. I'm like one size bigger than I was up to having my daughter. I've never quite gone down to the same size that I'd been the rest of my adult life. But I'm still not a big size. And I don't think that your size is what matters anyways. But for me, I am weak. You guys, I'm just so out of shape. And again, that honestly has nothing to do with size, although the size is a clear indicator to me because I know what was normal for my body for the last 10 years is not what it's been for almost the last 3. But I don't exercise at all. I spend a lot of the time sitting down. Now, obviously, I do housework. I carry laundry baskets from the basement up to our bedrooms, which is 2 floors. Like, there's things that I do, but I can tell that my body is not doing great for the age that I'm at. And I want to fix that. I really genuinely want to fix that. And I usually don't have any fitness goals. This is not like, you know, an annual January 1st, I gotta go to the gym type thing. It's not. But also I'm like, you're hitting 30. Your body's changing with age. Do you want to wait another 10 years to get on this? No, I do not. So I want to have that balance. I want to do something physical. And I'll honestly probably start with yoga because I've done that in the past. Like 11 years ago. And I just really want to add something to offset my bookish, nerdy, sitting down activities. Okay, so that was a little bit about balance between booktube and reading and life. Now let's get into the true bookish things. All right, so I want to decrease my random time on social media. Since joining Bookstagram and Booktwitter, but mostly Bookstagram, I find that I am just scrolling and wasting time. I'm like, I don't want to start a book right now. I don't want to spend the next 6 hours reading a book. So then I spend 2 hours bouncing from social media platform to social media platform. I don't like it. I want it to stop. I obviously want to do 3 videos a week, but I really want to start including vlogs. I have people tell me this, and they're super popular. I don't watch a ton of vlogs. I do kind of enjoy making them, although it does stress me out that my phone will be like, you don't have enough storage. Shut up. But I do enjoy making them. I don't watch a ton, so I don't have it as a heavy part of my channel, but I want to add it in. Not once a week, probably not even once a month. I want to add it in slightly more than I did in these last few months. I would like to make some longer videos. Again, some of this has to do with storage, some of it just has to do with I started my channel and I didn't want to make long videos because I wanted people to watch them. Because I figured, okay, I'm a beginner, let me start small. But I'm honestly at the point where I don't need to do that. And I'd like to make some longer videos. Also, I'd like to host some lives. So I've never hosted a live. I've been a guest on 2. One was terrible. One was a disaster. The other was better. Still some slight technical difficulties, but better. And I would like to actually host them. So I'd like to do that. Also on my channel, I'd like to pay attention to my analytics a little bit better, continue to grow and learn the behind the scenes stuff when it comes to editing. I'd like to figure out how to keep the picture of my book cover up for the whole time that I'm talking about the book, because right now I just flat out don't know how to do that. And I know that it's something that would add to my videos and make it a little bit easier to tell what book I'm talking about if I have now convinced you to read it. I do list every book in the description, so it's easy to check there, but not everybody does that. Also, in the description, I want to actually link my books. I have signed up to do the Amazon links, which are affiliate links, but you only get a few cents, you know, for the book. So it's not like a great money-making scheme, and it doesn't add anything to what people pay, but it is convenient for people to just click on the book, and there it is. So I want to try and provide that. It's a tiny bit more work. Mostly it's just not something I've been doing. So that's more of a hurdle than how much work it is. But I do want to add those links. I also want to add my social media links. I don't have any links happening. The only things I link are when I shout out somebody else, I link their channel. That's all the links that I've been putting. So I want to do some behind the scenes things like that and just step that up, continue to grow. I'm happy with the progress that I've made. I am definitely a baby step person. I don't like overwhelming myself with trying to learn 50 new things at the same time. So I'm happy with the progress that I've made. But at the end of 2021, I would like to be leveled up a couple more times, honestly. When it comes to books, I already mentioned that I want to lower my reading goal. I think I want to go for 200 books. I want to say 150, but I'm like, girl, you're going to read more than that. Stop playing. So I think I'm going to go 200. I would like, honestly, to not overshoot that by a million. You know, I'd like to genuinely cut back on the reading some. Not a ton, but some. Also, if it was put on my TBR in 2020 or before, I want to either read it or leave it. I do not have a problem with the leading books that I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna pick this up. I don't have a problem with it. At the same time, there are some books that I really genuinely want to read and have not gotten to, and they've been on there for a little while. Not a ton of time, really nothing longer than 2 years, but at the same time, either want to read it or get rid of it, because you're always finding new books to read. And so the reality is, for me, especially in my personality and the way I do things, if I haven't gotten to it at a certain period of time, I'm not ever going to get to it. And I don't have a problem with that, partially because I don't generally buy the books that I read. So it's not like I wasted $20 on this hardcover and I never read it. I don't do that. So that's not a problem for me. So it's easy to be like, moving on. Also, I would like to continue to diversify my reading. I really started doing this year. I kind of had a change of heart, a change of thinking. I kind of thought previously that because I wouldn't not read it because of who the author was or what characters were in it, that was good enough. And then I learned a whole new world from Bookstagram, Twitter, Booktube, following people. I mean, it's gonna sound dumb, but I didn't follow people that I didn't know or weren't a celebrity or weren't just talking about decorating your house or minimalism. Like, I didn't follow a bunch of people on social medias, and I also wasn't on them a ton for a lot of my adult life. I didn't have great internet. I would go periods of time with no phone. Obviously, I've had several children and I just wasn't being introduced to new people, if that makes sense. Well, the biggest catalyst for this was George Floyd's death, not only because I was looking and listening and paying attention, but because people I already followed were now talking about it all at the same time. So I would see what this person said, see what this person said, see what this person said. And to me, it was like my eyes were open and I could never go back to how I thought before without it just being blatant ignorance and being like, well, that's not my problem. So one of the biggest things that I discovered, because you have to understand, I grew up reading from the library and used book sales. They were hardcovers without the dust jacket anymore. They were old, like 50-year-old books, 60-year-old books, 30-year-old books. And I didn't even know who the author was. I didn't know their name. I didn't know their identity. I knew nothing about authors that I was reading. The only ones I ended up knowing anything about were Ellen Montgomery and Jane Austen. That was it. Like, I did not read because of the authors. Now, being on book internet, obviously you hear the authors' names and you get to know about them, and your favorite ones you follow on social media, and they become a real person and all of these things. So not only do I want to continue from where I've started to read more diversely and to find diverse authors who I love, because I am a mood reader, but you can find, if you have people that you love, their recommendations, and they're recommending diversely, and then you find authors who write diversely, however that is that you're looking for, when you find the ones that you love, it's easy. It's easy to be a mood reader and still read diversely. I think a lot of it just depends on finding somebody with similar reading tastes to you who does a good job of recommending more than just straight white authors and characters. I think that is important. I didn't think that was so important before. I do now. And part of that, again, is just me joining book internet. And part of it is people going out of their way to be like, hey, this is important. And I appreciate it. So I want to continue to read from people who don't look like me, who don't have the same experience that I do. I want to read more queer romances because I really don't read much. I read a lot of kind of polyamorous, but usually there's still a guy and a girl. Even if there's a guy and a girl, usually there's still a guy and a girl. So that's good. It's also still kind of my comfort zone of where I live my life, just being what I read, if that makes sense. So I want to continue to grow. I don't have a list to check off. I don't have a diversity bingo board to make sure that I hit all the squares. I just want to continue to read more than my own experience. On top of that, I would like to read something that's not romance. Now, I read romance and I enjoy reading romance and I'm a mood reader and I will read whatever I want. However, I've only been reading romance for a couple of years and I've kind of gotten to a point where that's all that I read, and I would like to introduce just the teentiest, tiniest amount of something else in my reading this year. Whether that's going back to nonfiction or whether it's going back to fantasy or branching into a new genre, which seems unlikely. Would like to read something that's not just a romance book every single day. If I hit one book that's not a romance book a month, I'd be perfectly happy with that. So 200 books, 12 of them are not romance. That's not a huge amount, but it's something that I would be happy with because I want to read romance. So I'm not trying to get away from reading romance. I just want to introduce just a little a little bit of something else. And then lastly, I would like to read some booktube darlings. I have a real tendency to read indie romances that are insta-love, that are controversial or unique, or just not everybody's mainstream taste, if you will, which I am perfectly happy with. However, I would like just a little bit of reading the books that everybody else reads and just knowing, hey, for my taste, do I like this or not? Again, that would be such a small amount of my reading. It is something that I would like to do, just a little teeny tiny bit. So, to review, I want to read less, but I want to read more identities, and I want to read authors who are not as promoted as white straight authors are. I would like to hit 1,000 subs. I would like to hit monetization in 2021. I would like to continue to improve the behind the scenes of videos. I would like to get better with my presentation to you, and I would like to have a balance between life, reading, and booktube. Also, I would like to try new videos. I can get in a real rut. I love making recommendation videos. That's what I want other people to make. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I like to make. I will always make those on a very consistent basis. At the same time, I would like for not every single month to have the same type of video all month long. So I'd like to try some new videos. Not even a ton. Just at the end of the year, I want to be like, all right, I had never made that type of video before, and I did. Small goal, but I think it is an important one just for learning what you like to watch and what I like to make. Do you have any goals for 2021? I think that most people are viewing it kind of as a reset year, and to be kind to themselves and to be gracious with themselves and their loved ones, and also just to slow down. Even though 2020 slowed most of us down, I think a lot of us want to be at peace with that in 2021. So let me know if you have any goals, whether they be reading, personal, or perhaps starting a channel or growing a channel. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. This was a much more chatty, personal video. Also, like I said, I'm thrown off. I feel like this was a mess. But we'll see when I edit. Editing Heather is gonna love filming Heather. Thank you for watching not only this video, but all the videos that I've made in 2020. And I started my channel, guys. I'm beyond thrilled. And I can't wait to see the growth that happens in 2021. Thanks. Bye.